What's up you guys, it's Aria. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. So today's video is going to be a video that nobody asked me to make, but I really wanted to make. Basically, I'm just going to be showing you my entire graphic design portfolio. If you didn't know already, I'm going to be a junior in college and I'm actually double majoring in graphic design and computer science, but the computer science part obviously is not important for this video. So I have about 2 years of graphic design under my belt, so I thought it would be interesting to show you guys the work that I've made. This isn't all the work that I've made because, oh my god, that video would be so long, but this is what's currently in my portfolio. So when I apply for things like internships, this is the work that I send. I know I would have really appreciated a video like this when I was going into graphic design school because I just didn't really know what to expect. Alright, so if you see me looking down, it's because I have my laptop right here. I always feel like such a YouTuber when I say that. So I actually use a website called Behance to host my portfolio stuff. Behance is just basically like a social media, but just for artists. There's mostly graphic design on there, and then there's like some other like artistic fields. So if you are looking for a place to share your work, I would highly recommend Behance. Plus, when you apply for jobs, instead of sending them like a long PDF with all of your work, you can just send them a link to your Behance profile. I still do sometimes send like a long PDF depending on what I'm applying for, but I have my Behance just linked on like my resume stuff, and it's been very useful for me so far. Alright, so the first piece in my portfolio is this movie poster that I actually made like very early freshman year. So the premise of this project was to create a film poster that showed the design principle of like positive, negative space. I chose to do my poster on the movie Interstellar because I love that movie so much. If you have not seen it, I would highly recommend. I definitely think that I'm a lot stronger of a graphic designer than I was when I made this, so there are probably some things I would do differently, but overall I really like it. So this next piece was actually the final project for my graphic design class spring of freshman year, which is when we went online for COVID. So basically what my professor did was he came up with this fictional movie theater company called Spot Cinema, and then he gave us like a really basic styling guide just as like a starting point, and he just wanted us to design like a movie theater app for this company where you could like look at movies, purchase tickets. We actually only had to design 3 pages, but I genuinely had so much fun designing the pages that I ended up making like 12. This was like my first app design project ever, and this is what really solidified for me that I wanted to go into app and web design or like UX. That's like kind of the area of graphic design that I'm the most interested in. So as you can see, I made this discover page. I also made a browse by category section in case the user wanted to browse by categories. Then I made an individual movie page. I only did it for one of the movies because that's what was required, and that would have just taken me a really long time. So then the user can purchase tickets, so I have where you can choose seating and like time and what movie theater, then you can book the ticket. I even made this little like theaters nearby things, and I even like custom made this map to match the colors and fonts of the rest of the app. Then at the bottom of this Behance page that I'm looking at, I included all these animations kind of showing what it's like to actually click through the app and like kind of what the functionality looks like. It's kind of hard to show that through just like a static PDF, so I thought that it was important to make these little animations, and it just kind of shows how everything works. Overall, I love this project. Even though it's from freshman year, I still absolutely love it. There are definitely things that I would do differently now, but I still think it's a really great piece, and I definitely wanted to keep it in my portfolio. So this next piece in my portfolio isn't actually up on my Behance yet because I've just been too lazy to lay out the whole presentation. I need to do that eventually. So this project is something that I did this past semester in my advanced typography class. The premise of this project was to choose one of the UN's sustainability goals that they come out with every year, and then we had to make a magazine spread, a cover for the magazine, an infographic, and a website. If you want to see more background of me working on this project, you can go watch my Week in My Life vlog that I posted. So I chose goal 14, which was life below water. This is what my magazine spread looked like. As you can see, I had like a lot of hand-drawn elements that I did on my iPad. I just used 2 colors. I used this like dark blue and then this pink. One thing I will say is I do feel like I could have experimented with my typefaces more, especially for an advanced typography class. These are like it looks nice, but these are kind of basic font pairings. Then on the second page of the spread, I have my infographic. I think I did a pretty good job of that. I think I did a pretty good job organizing the information. It's a lot of information. Then here's the front and back cover that I made for the magazine. Since the magazine spread itself was like mostly blue, I wanted the cover to feel different. So I used this like same pink color as the background, and then I hand drew all of this coral on my iPad. Then lastly, we have the website, which is honestly not my favorite. It's just like a static one-page website. By this point in the project, we had been working on this for like 2 months, and I was just so ready to be done with it. And I think that you can kind of tell it's just really not my favorite. Like, it just looks kind of fine. So depending on what I'm applying for, I don't necessarily include the website when I send this project. This next project was the first big graphic design project from my intermediate graphic design class this past semester. This project was actually an Olympics branding project, which I thought was really interesting. So for this project, my professor assigned all of us a city that has never hosted the Olympics, just that way we wouldn't have like any branding that was already out there to like copy, basically. I was assigned the city Kyoto, Japan. So for this Behance page, I really like documented the process of coming up with the logo. Employers really like to see that you like think through your designs and that you start out with a lot of ideas and that you do a lot of research. So you can see here, I just showed like my initial sketches. This professor that assigned this project is kind of like known for giving you a ridiculous amount of sketches. I think for this one we had to do like 64. Here I'm just showing my research process for coming up with this logo. So then down here I'm just showing the logo with white on black and then black on white, and then I'm showing it in color with these lines are basically just showing like all the specific measurements for this logo. Again, employers really like to see that you like think about this stuff and that you're not just like throwing things on there. It's also really important to show that your logo can work in black and white. If your logo only works in color, it's not a good logo. So then here I just showed like a little style guide. I went pretty basic for the style guide. I definitely could have added more colors. And then here is my pictogram set. So you can see I have like 8 different sports here. I have gymnastics, I have swimming, water polo. I definitely think that my pictogram set could have been better. Like, it's good. There's just really nothing special about it. It's not very unique, which is kind of what my professor said when he graded it. And then down here, I just showed some mock-ups of what the deck passes for the athletes would look like. And then lastly down here, I just have what ticket. I only made 1 ticket. This is what it would look like for track. Overall, I'm pretty happy with this project. I think it was pretty successful branding. This next project in my portfolio was actually the final project for my advanced typography class that I took this past semester. So basically for this project, we were just told that we needed to design an app that had some sort of bingo component to it, literally bingo, like the game bingo. That just had to be like some component of the app. I know somebody who made like a self-care bingo, with somebody who made like a Love Island bingo that you could play like while you were watching the show. There were a lot of different directions that people took it. There were people like me who really just stretched what the idea of bingo was. So what I ended up creating was an airline app called Air Bingo. Basically my idea was I just wanted to create an airline app where you could like search and book flights, but then I wanted to have the bingo part of it be kind of like a rewards program. I know sometimes with flights and stuff, depending on like what company, if you fly with like the same company frequently, you can build up flyer miles and then you can apply those miles to like future flights. So I just kind of wanted to take that idea but with bingo. So basically what I did was I came up with this concept of having like a bingo board with like different flights, and then you get different spots on the bingo board by like booking these flights, and then when you win bingo you win like a certain amount of points that you can spend on future flights. Hopefully that made sense. Like I said, I really like stretched what the idea of bingo was. So for this presentation I really tried to lay everything out nicely. So as you can see here, I've got this like large cover photo, and then I just have a little statement explaining the concept for the app. Since it's a little bit more complicated than like a basic airline app, I thought it was good to explain it. And then here I just have the style guide. As you can see, I have a lot of different shades of blue. I have this gradient that I used a lot of places. I just showed the bingo board and kind of again explained how it works, and I even included in the app a page explaining how the points work. So this is the first page that would be there when you open the app. Then I just showed the whole process of booking a flight. So I showed where you could like search for flights and kind of browse and see what was available, and then you can select your seat and then pay, and you get your boarding pass on your phone. So then for this next part, I just included some GIFs showing what it looks like when you win a reward on the app. I made this really cool animation of this plane flying through the air, which I was really proud of. Overall, I'm really happy with how this project turned out. I had so much fun making this, and I think it really shows in the project. Alright, so this is our last project. Thank God, because I am so tired of talking. So this last project was the final for my graphic design class this past semester. The premise of this project was just to create a one-page website documenting the history or like the process of something. One girl did like the process of glass blowing, somebody did the history of this famous golf tournament. I'm blanking on what the name of the golf tournament was. For my project, I chose to do the history of the Monstera plant and kind of its rise in popularity as a houseplant. Originally, I was just gonna do like the history of houseplants in general, but my professor suggested that I choose like a specific one, so I chose the Monstera because that one is my favorite. So we had to create a one-page website with 5 different sections. Sorry if the angle changed at all, my battery died. So before I show you the website itself, I thought that I would just show you the style guide because that is also included on this Behance presentation. As you can see, I've got some green tones, and then I had this orange and off-white, and then I ended up using 3 different fonts, so I just showed them here. So on the actual Behance page, I have like a really long static PDF of what the website looks like, and then like some animations and a video at the end. But for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna screen record myself clicking through the website. So this is the main first section of the website. This is called the hero section. And then you click on this discover button and this cool little like blur animation happens. Then I have this whole like history section showing the origins, and then you can click through and see the discovery, modern day, and then you can scroll down again and I have the anatomy of the plant, so you can click on different parts of the plant and it tells you its function and purpose. Then I thought it'd be cool to include a little care guide, and you can hover over the circles and it like pops out and gives you more information. Then you can scroll down, and lastly I have this gallery section, and it actually auto changes. I think there's like 3 different variations of this gallery that I made. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and you like getting to see some of my work. Definitely let me know if you guys are interested in like seeing more videos about my like art stuff. I would love to do like a draw with me or something if that would be something that you guys are interested in. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye!